Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Sabrina Daly.
And I'm Paul Lopez.
And it's a
lovely Tuesday.
It's a lovely Tuesday indeed, Paul. Good morning to you. How are you doing?
I am doing wonderful. This is the what can be considered the last week in October. I feel like October is the longest month in the year. A lot of times people say September feels long. Well, I feel like September just swiftly went by, and I feel like we've been in October for the past year. And so, but it's coming to an end, and of course, it's a lovely Tuesday morning. And what better way to start your morning right than to be tuned in to Open Your Eyes, to be drinking a cup of coffee, if you haven't done that as yet, and just to find reasons to be grateful for life, whether it's just for getting up, to have your family by your side, to be able to enjoy breakfast, just to be able to take a breath of fresh air in this beautiful country that we live in, where fresh air is in abundance. There's plenty of reasons to be grateful this morning. This morning, I'm grateful for coffee. The weather was a bit on the cozy side throughout last night, and then some showers. We experienced some showers this morning. And so it's good to be here on a Tuesday morning.
There's your morning gratitude from our very own Paul Lopez. And I have to say, I absolutely appreciate it, Paul. Waking up very early in the morning, you either feel two things, great to be up so early or not so great. So it's good when you're able to have that boost of positivity early in the morning.
I try my best to, and I'm not perfect at it, but to engage myself in a routine, a process in the morning. Even if I don't have morning shows, but especially when I have morning shows, I try to get up ahead of the time I need to get ready. And
so you don't snooze?
I know. If I snooze, we all lose.
I promise if you snooze.
And in getting up, I would spend 5 to 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how many time I have, just quiet, just being quiet. Because there's so much that goes through your mind that you bring from the day before, and then there's so much thoughts to think for the day itself. And sometimes you just need that 10, 15 minutes of quiet to literally just quiet your mind, to not think anything, to not say anything, to not have anyone say anything to you. And the world of difference it makes when you quiet your mind and you focus on your breathing and do some meditation, if you would.
I was going to say, some people call that meditation.
Yes, and then afterwards you take a little stretch. You stretch your body, remind your mind, tell yourself, all right, the day has started. Let's get ready for this. Let's get this going. And that's what I've been seeking to intentionally practice on a daily basis. And it has worked out for me. I still need my coffee.
Of course.
I'll take my coffee, but I'll take my coffee with a bit of quiet and a bit of meditation.
I love that. I mean, I too have developed my own unique morning routine for myself over time, working early mornings. And it also has something to do with enjoying the peace and quiet of the early morning, because most people are just waking up, so you won't really hear the hustle and bustle right away. But there is a sense of peace that come with taking in that early morning quiet when things are still calm, and you feel a bit more refreshed to start the morning. But we're going to move into our What's Buzzing segment, Paul, and we want to talk about two main stories that was shared in the newscast last night. Of course, one of the buzzing topics, not for the best reason, that was taking place yesterday had to do with a murder yesterday in San Pedro that claimed the life of several persons, but the youngest is a 3-year-old little girl, Paul.
Yeah. So this is one of those stories that took Belize by storm yesterday. It sent shockwaves across the country, and we oftentimes use that term shockwaves very loosely, but I saw just through the comments and the responses on social media how this devastated many, even those who have no relations to the family or no sort of connections to the family were devastated and saddened by the news because we've seen these types of indiscriminate violent acts take place not only in San Pedro but across the country. But what makes it even more damning and even more heartbreaking is when the life of an innocent child is lost in these types of crossfire. And that's what was witnessed, or that was the case in San Pedro on Sunday night when baby Amari Rodriguez lost her life as a result of gunshot injuries. And there is no story that should include, especially in Belize, include gunshot injuries and the death of a child in the same sentence. And that's what was experienced on Sunday night when Amari Rodriguez was with her father and another individual on a golf cart when they were targeted by gunmen who emerged from some mangroves and unleashed a hail of bullets in their direction. As I said, indiscriminately, because they did not care. These gunmen, understand police are seeking 2 suspects. They did not care who was on this cart. They had an intended target, and perhaps their aim was to eliminate this target. They did not look to see if a child was on the cart as well, and the child ended up becoming a casualty as a result of their indiscriminate act of violence. And it's just a sad all around that a father and his daughter lost their life as a result of this. I understand that 4 other individuals were injured as well. Several of them are admitted here in Belize City at the KHMH. One is in a critical condition, has already underwent surgery, while the others are in stable conditions. So this is a tragedy. Let's not make no mistakes. This is a tragedy, and it stems from the ongoing issue of drugs and firearm proliferation on Ambergris Key. And the Commissioner of Police highlighted that yesterday. But I'll stick a pin there just to get your thoughts on the loss of lives in this incident.
Yeah, this is obviously news that is never easy to ingest, to digest. As you mentioned, Paul, it's heartbreaking to know that this little girl had to lose her life in this way, only 3 years old. Exactly as you mentioned, Paul, there are persons that feel this death of this little girl that don't even have any relation to the actual family. I could tell you firsthand, it was a conversation in a salon yesterday where females were talking about it, that why is it that this little girl had to face the consequences of whatever was taking place outside of her surroundings. She was only on a golf cart with her father. So for me, it was really hard to learn of this news, even harder to read, of course. My thoughts and prayers are just with the mother at this time. I can't imagine what she is feeling at this time, losing her innocent 3-year-old daughter in this way. As you mentioned, Paul, it was shared in the news last night that this is a drug-related situation. So they do have 2 suspects that they're looking for. And of course, we do know that the Commissioner of Police said that he will use all his resources in making sure that justice is served and that these persons are put to justice because of this situation.
You know, on one hand, San Pedro is paradise for us here in Belize, Belizeans, as well as for visitors.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, there is a dark side to San Pedro that a lot of people aren't talking about. There's a dark side when it comes to drugs, and there's a dark side when it comes to weapons. Yesterday, I know it's a common term, but I only learned the term that there's people called playadoras. I think that's, maybe I got it wrong, but to what they do, these individuals, they scour the beaches to find
wet
drops, or what we know as white snapper, to make a quick come up. And so police and Coast Guard out there, police specifically, this is one of the things that they're fighting. Yesterday, the Commissioner of Police confirmed that drug traffickers, narco traffickers, cross-border narco traffickers are using the waterways, the open sea, more now as their preferred way of transporting drugs than the air, the airplanes that we've grown accustomed to. And one of the things you'll note about Ambergris Caye is that Ambergris Caye shares a geographical location in terms of a close proximity to Mexico, specifically Ixcalac.
Yes.
Ixcalac. And so you could see where narco traffickers would take advantage of that close proximity between Ambergris Caye and Mexico to try and flee or prevent being seen by authorities, law enforcement, and to get their products into Mexico. And that presents a huge issue. That's the dark side. That's the influence on San Pedro. That's the influence on Ambergris Caye right now. And sadly, that's a part of the reason why young Amari Rodriguez lost her life. And that needs to be stemmed. I think the police and Coast Guard, they have their hands full on that island, which is paradise, right? But that's the dark side. That's the dark truth. And like you said, our hearts, our thoughts and prayers are with the family of Amari Rodriguez and, of course, the 2 other men who lost their lives, as well as those who remain hospitalized as a result of this brutal, indiscriminate act of violence.
Yeah, but as we mentioned, Paul, we will be continuing to follow up on this story. Obviously, we want to see justice being served. So whatever updates that is provided, we will be following up and, of course, presenting it in our nightly newscast. But one other topic, Paul, I wanted for us to discuss that also made it in the news last night, and it was also heavily talked about last week, and that has to do with the situation and the deadline coming up for the bus operators in upgrading their fleet. Of course, we were able to get an interview from the president of the Bus Association, Thomas Shaw, and he was expressing that something's got to give, okay? They obviously don't have enough time to upgrade their buses. They're saying that they need more time, but they're also saying maybe we might need to take up those bus fares even more, up to 75%.
Yeah.
That's not going to be an easy swallow for commuters, Paul. I could tell you, I was a heavy commuter from Boral Boom to Belize City. And think about it this way. If you spend $10 one way, you are looking at, if that is approved, $17.50 one way.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's only for one person.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you travel to PG, it's perhaps $30.
I can't even imagine
Right?
how I
It's
could
going
afford
up
that.
to like $50 one way, which is crazy. There's several things at play here. First of all, of course, the timeline that has been given, the dispute as to whether or not these operators have been given enough time, enough warning. This is one issue. Of course, the other issue is whether or not they can afford to increase their or upgrade their buses. And the third is what will have to give, right? Will it be that there'll have to be a compromise on time in terms of pushing the goalpost, or will there have to be an increase in the cost of riding public transportation?
And this wouldn't be the first increase as well.
This wouldn't, because in April of last year, I checked, there was an increase. It was a small increase, but one that caused a lot of stir in public discussion.
That was like 50 cents or,
50 cents,
or 25 cents.
I think it was 50 cents, 25 cents, and $1, right? It was $1 added to 25 miles and above. That's if you're traveling more than 25 miles, you're going to pay $1 more. As well as the public transportation, they were given subsidies. I think it was fuel subsidies as well, because this was during, this was right on the heels of COVID-19 pandemic. There were some losses, bus operators were clamoring, and at the same time, the Ministry of Transport was applying pressure for them to upgrade their buses because there were complaints, and a lot of complaints from commuters. So here we are more than a year now, and we're back to the same issue. It doesn't seem as if a lot has changed. There are some progress has been made. I think if you look at some of the buses, some have AC now, some may have swapped out some of their old seats for newer seats, but it isn't quite at the place that is acceptable for the Ministry of Transport, and more so for commuters that continues to complain. And so there's more upgrades that needs to be done. But as the chairman of the association, the president of the association indicated yesterday, well, since 2022, a lot has increased. We're talking about materials to upgrade your bus, the cost of tires, even social security for workers. There's a lot that has increased, and so they have their burdens where expenses are concerned, but also the commuters have their expectations where public transportation is concerned. And a lot of times, what people are really asking for is a comfortable ride to and from where they're going, because they're paying for it. And perhaps that may just mean, for one, that we don't allow standees on the bus. You know, I'm paying for this experience, and I'd like to have a comfortable experience. So perhaps that's a start.
I mean, I don't think that standees are allowed.
They aren't allowed.
They just find a creative way to hide it when checkpoints are approached, or when they're approaching checkpoints. Because I mean, we spoke about this before, Paul. The situation with standees is usually that they obviously stand until they reach a checkpoint. Then it's like, hey, just sit with someone, and when we pass the checkpoint, then you stand again. Obviously, they also tell them that, hey, we all want to get to work, or we all want to get home. So if you tell a customer that, of course they want to get to work, and it's either catch that bus or wait until maybe 30 minutes later and be late for work. So
well, we'll
that's
see
the
where
situation,
see where this conversation progresses to. They have until December of this year to make some further upgrades, and the ministry seems to be holding them to that.
Alrighty, well, that does it for our What's Buzzing segment this morning. We're going to move into our eye-opener this morning, Paul, and it's taken from dailyom.com, and it goes like this. You can choose to focus on the positive even when you're surrounded by negativity. Sometimes we start out with the best intentions to think and speak only positive thoughts, but the people around us throw us off course. Not everyone fully understands the power of our thoughts and words have, or even if they do, they may be stuck in old patterns of negativity. Much of our habitual communication takes the form of complaining and criticizing, and it can be hard to find a way into certain conversations without lapsing into those old habits. However, in the right company, you may be able to directly acknowledge the fact that things have taken a negative turn, thus freeing yourself and others from the negative pull. A powerful way to free yourself from the negative pull is to enlist allies who are similarly minded. You and a friend, coworker, or family member may agree to work together to continually shift the energy in a situation in a positive direction. The power of two people working to promote the positive is exponentially greater than one person working on their own. As you and your allies work together to lift the energy around you, you will be amazed to see how quickly the positive pull begins to draw people into its orbit, freeing one mind after another from negativity into light.
Yeah, that's so true. It's so true. Isn't it so true that when you are faced with a lot of negative situations in your mind as to how things may play out negatively for you, and you present that to somebody that's trusted, somebody that's wise and can give advice, when they present a positive outlook to you, that it does so much to shift your mind and to kind of change your perspective of the situation, and you begin to think, you know what? That person may be right. There may actually be a positive side to this. And so I like the eye-opener and how it presents partnership towards positivity.
Yeah, I love the first line as well, where it says that you have the choice to focus, because a lot of times we make excuses and say that because we are in this particular environment that we have to choose to think that way. But I mean, you can choose whatever. It's your choice. You can choose to think how you'd like. You can choose to associate yourself with more positive people if you can find as well. So I too enjoyed this eye-opener. I oftentimes reference my family members because I really do believe that I was so blessed to be around people that are extremely positive thinking, that are always motivating me to see the bright side, see the bright side in life, and to also make much of what I was given, much of what we have. So I do believe that that was a great influence on the person that I am now as an adult. Of course, there are times where you do fall victim to a bit of negative thinking, but as long as you are around people that you know has the potential of flipping you back on the side that you want to be, I think that's where it gets most influential and most good for you. Anyways, we're going to move into our weather report since we are a bit short for time and we're stretching out this morning. We don't want to go into our show, it looks like, but we have with us forecaster Tariq Matthews with us on the line. Good morning, forecaster Matthews.
Yes, good morning, Sabrina and Paul.
Morning.
Alrighty, what can we expect this morning as it relates to the general situation?
Okay, for the general situation, the tropical depression 21 is moving across Nicaragua, which is supporting moist and unstable condition over Belize, no?
Oh, so we're about to get some showers. That's what it sounds like.
Yes, that's right.
What's the 24-hour forecast looking like today?
Okay, for the 24-hour forecast, we could expect sunny with some cloudy spells today and cloudy tonight. A few showers and isolated thunderstorms will affect mainly the coast this morning, then spread to most areas by afternoon. Tonight, some showers and thunderstorms will affect most areas.
With that tropical depression, do you guys have any advisories, watches, or warnings?
Currently, we have a excessive rainfall watch in effect for the potential for excessive rainfall to occur tonight and tomorrow.
All right. With that, what kind of temperatures can we look out for today?
Okay, for the maximum temperatures for today, it will range from 86 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 92 inland, and 78 up in the hills. And for the low temperatures for tonight will be around 77 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 72 inland, and 65 up in the hills.
Do you have an extended outlook for us through to the midweek?
Okay, the outlook for Wednesday and Wednesday night is for cloudy skies with some outbreaks of showers and thunderstorms over most areas.
Alrighty, how about our marine condition update?
Okay, for the winds will be from the east-northeast at 5 to 15 knots, and the sea conditions will be light chop.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Forecaster Matthews. We appreciate the information as always. You have a good one.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, well, there you have it. That's a very nice. Seems as if we're going to get some rain. In
Yeah.
fact, we're going to get potentially a lot of it. As the advisory states, there's a potential for excessive rainfall to occur tonight and tomorrow morning. And yesterday we also saw a release from CIMO in Belize City telling individuals, residents, that there is this potential for increased rainfall today and tomorrow, and for our residents to prepare as best as they can for incidents of flooding and to secure their belongings, their personal belongings. That CIMO advisory is being circulated on social media, and I believe it is, if not as yet, will be on our social media page as well today. So CIMO has issued their advisory, and then here we received our official report from the National Met Service.
You know, as you were sharing those information just now, it gave me a bit of deja vu, because just last year around this time, getting closer to November, we were gearing up for a hurricane. And now we're gearing up for some
rainfall,
weather, some rain. So definitely try to secure your area. If there's anything that you think might be damaged if wet, try to keep them in drier areas. And get ready for some rain.
Especially in flood-prone areas.
Alrighty, we're going to move into our show lineup this morning. And we have 3 great conversations for you on this Tuesday. Starting things off, we'll be joined by representatives from the Public Media Alliance, who will be talking to us about the importance of global media and information literacy.
And then our second conversation, we'll be taking some shots. And I'm not talking about alcoholic beverages. I'm talking about the flu shot. We will be joined by representatives from the Ministry of Health and Education, Ministry of Health and Wellness, who will be telling us about the benefits of a flu shot, and will also be providing flu shots to the host.
Ooh, if you don't like needles, Paul. But in our final segment, it's all about Mr. Belize. We'll be joined by the crew from Mr. Belize to talk to us about the upcoming fitness championships. I'm looking forward to some flexing. All right. We're going to take our first break, and when we come back, it's all about Global Media and Information Literacy Week. Don't go away.
Get ready, babe. We're going on a vacation.
Finally, where are we going?
Don't worry, babe. I have we covered.
Are you sure you know where we're going?
Yes, babe. Oh, right there, see? Babe, the price me too good to be true. Me look much more better in that picture.
When life throws you a curveball, Belize Bank has your back. With our online financing, you can turn any vacation mishap into a dream getaway.
Cheers to Belize Bank for making our dream vacation a reality.
Thanks to you, babes, to turn things around.
No thanks to you, cheapo.
Ouch.
Experience the future of financing with Belize Bank online, where you can secure funds for anything, from anywhere, at any time, all without stepping foot in a bank. Apply for a loan today and unlock a world of possibilities.
Do you own a car or motorcycle and need an extra income but don't have the time to commit to a second job? Midriver is your solution, as you can work anytime and anywhere. Download the Midriver driver app from Play Store or App Store, the black app, and fill out the application or WhatsApp pictures to 615-5678 or 615-2250. Provide Midriver with pictures of your driver's license, social security or passport, insurance sticker, license sticker, title, profile picture of you, police record or the receipt, front of vehicle, rear of vehicle, left side exterior, right side exterior, picture of passenger seat interior, picture of rear seat interior, vaccination card, and email address. The list might look long, but you have all of these already. Just the police left for you to get. When your registration is complete and approved, all you have to do, turn up online. When a job comes in, swipe right. Tap Arriving. This allows the customer to track your GPS progress. Tap Navigate. Google Maps will open to give you directions. Press Arrive. Customer gets notified that you are outside. When customer enters car, swipe right to start ride. Midriver app charges by time and distance. That guarantees you to earn an income. When you reach destination and end the ride, the app will tell you and the customer the total cost of the ride. Midriver only takes 15%, so 85% of the income is all yours. Don't forget to get that police record receipt, and you can be on your way to making extra money with the help of Midriver.
National Health Insurance is a government-funded program which purchases health services for the people, enabling Belizeans to access primary health care, screening and treatment of chronic diseases, laboratory tests, imaging, ophthalmology services, and quality medication at a fraction of the cost. Today, Belizeans are benefiting from a dynamic public and private sector partnership which has seen NHI expand and grow in terms of available facilities, persons served, and services offered. Currently, there are 4 NHI clinics in Corozal, with 2 additional satellite facilities serving Libertad and Cristo Rey. In Belize City, there are 5 NHI facilities, with 1, the Mercy Clinic, catering specifically to the elderly. And in southern Belize, there are 4 NHI facilities, 1 in Dangriga, 1 in Independence, 1 in Punta Gorda, and 1 in San Antonio, all with satellite clinics to ensure the provision of NHI services in rural communities. In July, NHI will expand to the Orange Walk district, bringing the same quality of service and access to care that Belizeans have come to expect from our national insurance providers. At NHI, we are here to serve you. Register to become a valued member of our NHI family today. For more information, visit our website at www.nhi.bz or send us a message via our National Health Insurance Facebook page.
Welcome back. We are having our first conversation of the morning, and this one will be via Zoom. We have with us Harry Locke, and he is the editorial manager for the Public Media Alliance, as well as Desalyn Daniels, and she is the advocacy coordinator for the Public Media Alliance. Good morning and welcome, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Lovely to be here.
Thank you. So we are jumping into our first conversation, and it's about Global Media and Information Literacy Week. But before we even get into that conversation, I'd just like you guys to introduce yourselves and the Public Media Alliance organization.
Sure. So the Public Media Alliance is a global association of public service broadcasters. So the publicly funded and run organizations, broadcasters across the world. So we have organizations from 6 continents that are our members, including the BBC here in the UK where I'm based, as well as the ABC in Australia, as well as broadcasters in the Caribbean as well. So RJ Argelina in Jamaica, for example, or NC and Guyana. Our role as the association of these broadcasters is to be an advocate and a spokesperson for the principles and values of public service media. And when I talk about those values, it's the independence, trust, accountability, the sort of the core values which define what public service media is. And so we speak out on issues affecting public service media worldwide. So where we see those values under threat, we sort of espouse the values that we hold dear, which we all hold dear as sort of believers in the fundamental importance of public service media and its role in society, and of course its role in promoting media literacy as well, which I'm sure we'll come on to.
How has, and we'll jump right into the discussion. Thank you for explaining your role as the Public Media Alliance. How has social media, that's where I want to start, changed the landscape when it comes to media and information literacy? Has it presented greater challenges for users in terms of false and misleading information online?
So yeah, most definitely social media has changed the landscape. I mean, we are living in the information age, and that just naturally brings more complexity, and sometimes it can be an overwhelming world of media and information, with social media being a central part of that. So just bringing that back to media and information literacy really is a skill, and it's a skill that we can use to access, analyze, evaluate, and create media in various forms. So media literacy involves understanding both not just like traditional media, like newspapers and television, but it's also about how you can understand and navigate digital and social media platforms. It's really about helping people become kind of critical consumers and producers of media content, whether that content is in print, whether it's on the radio, whether it's on television, or whether it's on social media. So mis and disinformation, whether it's in the Caribbean or more globally, is quite prolific, is quite rampant on social media. So media and information literacy really helps consumers access the media so they can access social media, but also analyze those media messages that they come across on social media, evaluate the content, understand perhaps where the influence of the media content they're consuming on social media, what influences that, considering aspects such as who owns the media that they're consuming. And that isn't just social media, not just understanding social media, but understanding media more broadly.
What's the, and I was, you kind of answered the question briefly there, Ms. Daniels, but I was going to ask, what is the basic approach that a reader or a viewer can take in terms of media literacy and getting a greater understanding as an analyst or a basic level analyst or critic in reading or listening? What's a basic approach that one can take?
Well, there are many approaches, but I think the first one is just really questioning everything that you see, questioning what is the purpose of this media that's presented to me? Who's created it? Who's this message for? What are some of maybe the explicit things that are being said, but maybe some of the more implicit or underlying messages? And a big part of that as well is questioning the source. For a lot of us, it's quite easy to automatically trust the things of the people who are within our circle, whether it's our families or maybe it's a politician that we support. We automatically kind of take that information and put more value over it maybe than we would from an external source. But regardless of the source, we need to be critical and really consider and look at the picture from all angles. So it's really just about questioning even the things that you might not typically think you need to question. Question everything that comes to you.
And if I can just, if I can just sort of build on what Desi said there, I think, in our position, we work in the media, both Desi and I trained as journalists. We sort of know what we're looking for and we know who we can trust because we know the processes that journalists go through to be in that position. And it's a very sort of privileged position because you're trusted by your audience. And I think, and sort of going back to your previous question on social media, part of the problem is that there's almost a proliferation of journalists now.
Yeah.
But it's maybe a simple understanding of what a journalist is without the sort of rigorous training into what goes in to actually being a professional journalist. And so we understand what we're looking for when we're seeing something on a timeline, or whether it's Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. We know what sort of scrutiny do we need to apply to those people who are presenting these news stories. But I think there's a real need to make sure that that education and that understanding is rolled out to the general public because, as Desi said, it's not always, if you see something presented and it looks professional, well, chances are you might trust it.
Yeah.
So I think, we really need to educate as to actually why public service media in particular, but, other sort of trusted media with values and with the sort of principles and accountability, why they need to be trusted perhaps more than just a sort of a person who hasn't gone through that process as well. And then we sort of come onto issues as well where, the verification ticks on Twitter or X, as I suppose we call it now, where that can just be purchased.
Yeah.
And that causes a huge issue when if you're a user and you're just scrolling through on your phone and you see this person reporting this and they've got a verified tick, but they're not verified, they've just paid for that. That causes a huge issue as well, I think.
Interesting.
Now, I know that you guys developed a global task force to essentially defend the values, as your website has, of public media. I want to talk a bit about that, just to get more details, especially since you have, or this alliance works with different media organizations all over the world. I just want to get a bit more information on how that works.
Sure. So the Public Media Alliance is actually separate to the Global Task Force. So the Global Task Force for Public Media was set up, I think, in 2019, and that is the Director Generals or CEOs of 8 of the foremost public service media organizations across the world. So that is the BBC, ABC Australia, CBC Radio Canada, France Télévisions, Swedish Television, KBS South Korea, and ZDF Germany, and Radio New Zealand. And that was basically set up to recognize that public media worldwide is under threat. And this again comes down to a media literacy issue. It all comes back to media literacy because people don't necessarily understand why public media is so important. And so the Global Task Force was established so that we had 8 broadcasters who were able to get together and to issue statements upon issues of importance where those values and those fundamental principles of public service media were under attack. And so, if we sort of look at the sorts of statements that they've been issuing, particularly, and actually going back to the whole debacle around Twitter earlier this year, which, as you may remember, Twitter decided to all of a sudden label pretty much every single public broadcaster around the world as either government-funded media or state-affiliated media, even in the case of NPR in the US. That's hugely problematic when it comes to understanding a broadcaster and what they are. Now, public service media, that by describing it as government-funded, you are drawing a line between the government and the public broadcaster and saying the government funds you, therefore you must be a spokesperson of the government, when actually that was just not the case in terms of a number of public service media organizations who are very independent and have really stringent rules and regulations which defend their independence from the political party, the ruling political party of the day. And so in that instance, the Global Task Force issued a statement defending why they should not be described as government-funded media. And in the end, Elon Musk and the executive team behind Twitter sort of revoked that decision and removed all labels, which again is quite quite problematic, because then they actually removed all the state-affiliated labels which were issued for those organizations, which I think there is reasonable grounds to describe them as such. So, Russia Today, the Russian international broadcaster, or CGTN in China, for example.
One of the reasons why I brought up social media initially during the conversation is because people have their biases, and we no longer have a situation in media where it's simply traditional media sources as we did in the past, right? And so with traditional media sources, you know where this information is coming from. You go to your trusted source and you get your information, and all right. But with the emergence of social media, information information is presented to appease everyone's bias. So then you have a situation where each individual could find a piece of news that fits their perception, that fits their understanding, that fits what they believe is fact, and share that information. When it comes to fake news, how then do you convince or seek to educate groups in terms of identifying fake news and from what is facts and what is real news in the midst of this bias that we tend to have and hold on to when it comes to news that is out there on social media?
Wow, that's a big question, and I think that's an issue that organizations around the world are still grappling with daily, especially with the landscape changing constantly. It's like every time you make a step forward and you find one kind of solution, you're having to find new solutions to new problems. So that's a big ask, and that's a big question right there.
Yeah.
I wonder if you guys were able to collect information on the different generations and how they consume information, whether it's through more modern ways like social media, or through more traditional ways like newspapers or the general news that you'd see on the television. Is this something that you were able to gather information on, the different generations and how they consume information?
Certainly. So the Reuters, so this isn't something that we personally do, but the Reuters Institute for the Study of Journalism, which is based at the University of Oxford here in the UK, publishes a digital news report every year. And that basically looks at methods of news consumption. And I think, just from sort of memory of the past, of the sort of the previous iteration of that study, it certainly shows that there is a generational divide in terms of how people consume news, and younger generations are obviously much more inclined to use social media for that, which obviously exposes them to a level of fake news, as we've talked about, that social media just hosts. And despite, efforts by some social media platforms to sort of moderate that, it's still endemic. And, it's sort of collectively referred to as the infodemic. There's just so much information out there within this ecosystem. So younger generations are much more, I suppose, sort of exposed to that. As you sort of go up through the generations, you see that older generations are particularly still sort of reliant upon the more analog linear models of distribution, content distribution, so TV and radio, for example. But it is changing, and you shouldn't just paint sort of broad brushstrokes. There will still be a large contingent within those older generations. It's hard because how do you educate people that your broadcaster is trusted and all the processes you go through, when actually, particularly with younger generations, if they're not consuming your content through broadcast, through TV or radio, how are you reaching them? So what we're seeing is a lot of public service media organizations now, shifting away from their traditional heartland base of broadcast and actually recognizing they need to be prevalent and really prominent on these third-party platforms as well to make sure that they are reaching these younger generations. But as I say, all generations really, because these social media platforms are so prolific now and so widespread, just across all age groups, that is really needed to do. They really need to be present there.
And you made an excellent point, Harry, because that is certainly the case here in Belize as well. I mean, we've spoken about social media and how our local news media have had to adapt and develop Instagram pages to share our news, develop Facebook pages, develop TikTok, and now even WhatsApp channels now. So there's a constant need to adapt with the emergence of social media to reach as many of our consumers as possible, because a lot of them are saying that they prefer to simply get news in short bouts of information instead of having or watching an entire newscast. They prefer a 30-second clip of what exactly that news is about. So then my question to you, Harry, would be, do you believe that these more traditional way of providing information or sharing information will ultimately become obsolete? Or is it just something that there will be news for every person and what they desire to consume it?
Obsolete, I wouldn't say they would become obsolete. But I think the emphasis is just changing, and what we're experiencing at the moment is a realignment of priorities. So for France Télévisions, the BBC, ABC Australia, a lot of organizations are recalibrating and they are adopting what they're calling digital first strategies. So this isn't by any means saying we're done with TV and radio, that they're done, because that's just not the case. And we still see, here in the UK, we still see, 10 million people tune in to a Sunday night drama or something on BBC. So to just say no one watches TV anymore, it would just not be true. But habits are changing. We now see, the OTT platforms, so streaming video on demand platforms that a number of broadcasters have developed. They are now becoming increasingly popular. So people aren't necessarily watching TV as and when it's scheduled for broadcast. They're watching it on catch up 2-3 days later. The habits are changing. Broadcasters are having to develop the technology to make sure that they're remaining accessible and that they're providing the services that audiences now expect. I mean, Netflix has caused a lot of problems within the media ecosystem, but what they have done is given greater accessibility for audiences in terms of, well, audiences can watch whatever they want now, whenever. And broadcasters have had to adapt to that and establish their own platforms which mirror that service. So I don't think it will mean that we remove TV and radio. I think it's just a realignment. It's about saying, okay, we used to prioritize the 10 o'clock bulletin for news. Well, now we're actually going to prioritize getting it online first, or we're going to prioritize digital sort of methods of transmission. We're going to make sure we have a Twitter post, a Facebook post, a TikTok video explaining this situation when it's a breaking news story, for example. It's just about reassessing and just sort of changing things. It's a huge undertaking. Broadcasters are big organizations, and it will sort of affect every level of that organization. But it's just what's necessary in terms of remaining accessible and remaining relevant and valued by your audience.
But just piggybacking on a question I asked earlier about bias, but have we found that generally people share false information intentionally, or because they believe that it is true, that the information they're sharing is true?
I think it's a combination of both. There are definitely actors out there who are spreading information, false information, deliberately because it's in their best interest or for political agenda, or it earns them money from clicks. There are people who do that, but there are also a lot of people who are victims of mis and disinformation, who might genuinely believe they are putting something out there that they want their friends and family to know. They want their friends and family to stay safe. But at the end of the day, they're unintentionally misleading those that they share the information with.
From a policy level, is there anything that governments can do to help with in media and information literacy?
For sure. So actually, this was kind of one of the focuses of a project that we had last year in the Caribbean that was looking at misinformation, trust in media, and media literacy. And for some context, that project covered 8 or 9 Caribbean countries, and we looked at the situation and we had a snapshot of media and information literacy, trust, and disinformation. And out of that research, we had some great recommendations. One of the primary recommendations really was about how we need to build the next generation of media literate citizens. So almost every single one of those 8 researchers recognized that we needed to have a widespread media and information literacy awareness campaign throughout the Caribbean and also within specific countries. And obviously that's something that would really involve the government. So they can look at how you can introduce or integrate media and information literacy into school curriculums. Right. We also recognize in that research that the issues of disinformation, media literacy, and trust in news really requires collaborative work, and that was something that was explicitly recommended. So looking at how we can bring together stakeholders, whether they're big tech or they're educators or they're media organizations, the government can look at ways on how to bring together those stakeholders so that you can target media and information literacy on every level. And also it's about policies that are related to watching the watchdogs. So in the Caribbean, from this research, we noted that there really is like social media is a kind of a breeding ground for citizen journalists. And oftentimes the barriers to entry for the media landscape, depending on what region you are in, it can be quite low. So it's not about necessarily trying to clamp down on journalists, but trying to raise the level of professionalism within the landscape so that we have journalists who are more critical, who are, while they're trying to put news out there, they're thinking about, is this factual? Have I gone through everything I need to make sure that this information, when it's out there, is the closest representation of the fact as I can possibly get? So those are just ways that not just the government, but stakeholders can look at implementing media and information literacy policies.
Yeah.
So actually, if I could add, we're building upon that first point, which is about building media and information, building the next generation of media literate citizens. And we're looking at how we can implement a media and information literacy project within the Caribbean next year with support from UNESCO, IPDC, and the UNESCO Trust Office for the Caribbean. And that project will put together school children, educators, and journalists.
Wow. Wonderful, wonderful. My last question has to do with the Global Media and Information Literacy Week. Let's talk about some of the activities or information sharing that we can look forward to during that week.
Well, I think the UNESCO's Global Media and Global Week for Media and Information Literacy. You can find a lot of information out there on the UNESCO website. The week is going to be running from the 24th to the 31st of October. I know that the UNESCO Cluster Office for the Caribbean is actually holding like a panel discussion next Tuesday, which I'll be a part of. And that's kind of going to be reflecting on some of the initiatives within the Caribbean, what lessons we've learned from that, what more we can do in the future. And I think this week is really going to be just outside of the activities, it's going to be a great reminder and really timely to kind of reflect upon media and information literacy and the role that it plays within our societies. I mean, in the Caribbean, we know that we have made successes in this area, but there are also many opportunities that remain. And access to information and media literacy are really important to addressing many of the challenges that we have in the region, including disparities in access to information and communication technologies or issues such as information censorship. So we really need to take this week to kind of reflect on the fundamental role that access to information plays, but also reiterate why that access is a fundamental human right and why media and information literacy is essential in upholding that human right. So if you'd like to know more information about the week, definitely head over to UNESCO's Global Media and Information Literacy Week 2023 website. It's going to show you what's happening probably within the region, but also more globally.
And also, if persons would like to know more about the Public Media Alliance, how can they reach out?
Well, you can find us on our website, so that's publicmediaalliance.org. You can find us on social media. I believe that's Public Media PMA, so that's on Twitter/X, or you can find us on Facebook and LinkedIn. And then you can always send us an email at info@publicmediaalliance.org or editor@publicmediaalliance.org.
Wonderful.
And can I just add that
Go right ahead.
If you wanted to find out more about DESI, the project that DESI ran in the Caribbean from last year, just to it's publicmediaalliance.org/projects, and it will be under there. And there's some sort of resources and reports that came out of that project, which you can find in that as well.
Excellent. Excuse me. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us.
Thank
we
you.
certainly appreciated the information, and we look forward to all the information sharing and activities that will be taking place this Global Media and Information Literacy Week. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Alrighty, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, it's all about the importance of the flu shot. And someone might be getting a shot. Don't go away.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
What this initiative speaks to is to enable, educate, put resources in place for schools to be more in a position to create or to use whatever they have in place to reduce unhealthy habits and promote healthy habits, food included. One aspect that will be looked at is the food that is being currently sold at schools. There are certain things we want to see more pronounced in schools, and that's where we're looking at having the healthy habits, healthy schools, healthy beliefs initiative. If you have limited resources, what is it that you can provide to children that is healthy, that is nutritious, that will be affordable, that children or students can eat?
Our bottom line has to be, and we have to be consistent and targeted and calculated about it. We have to remind those of us that live in Belize, all of us, that we have to change. What we do within the walls of the school system is to get our stakeholders to understand this is a healthy choice, this is not. This is a healthy choice, this is not. And as the leaders within this system, we make available to the best of our ability the healthy choices. The teachers have been involved in capacity building sessions to get them to understand how to talk to children about leading healthy lifestyles, what type of support system the school needs to have in place so that children see and understand that these are the choices they need to make.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
My Social Security. Your direct online access to all your Social Security information. 360 view of all your Social Security information. Registration services, benefits, contributions, and employer services at your fingertips. Enjoy all the new features with your My Social Security account. Register with SSB. Submission of benefit claims. Submission of contribution statements. View contribution record. Enjoy all your My Social Security feature at ssbportal.org.bz. Social Security at your fingertips.
Who's my last little bit of paint?
Paint? How can that be a problem? We got you.
You have the exact color?
Definitely.
Attention DIY enthusiasts and professional builders. It's Builders Hardware's Mega Sale, starting October 16th and running through to December 30th. During our Mega Sale, you can enjoy up to 30% off items in our store. Looking to freshen up your home? Then enjoy 20% off on all paints, wood stains, and accessories. But that's not all. You get a whopping 25% discount on all other items in our store and a massive 30% off selected items. At Builders Hardware, we believe our customers are awesome. And that's why we're committed to providing top-notch service and the highest quality products. So whether you're a seasoned pro or a DIY beginner, we are waiting for you. Builders Hardware Mega Sale from October 16th until the end of the year.
Climate change in recent years has become a factor contributing to the rise in natural disasters in Belize, leading to displacement of families and poverty. Belize has many positive initiatives to become a climate-resilient country.
The mandate of the Climate Finance Unit is to mobilize resources for adaptation and mitigation of projects.
The integrated flood management in the upper region of the Belize River watershed. The aim of this project is to conduct feasibility studies to identify the flood and the effects of climate change that it has had in the surrounding areas of San Ignacio and Santa Elena towns.
Climate change adaptation is also seen through traditional agricultural practices. Let's all work together towards climate adaptation, mitigation, and resilience. A message from the Climate Finance Unit.
Ignite the innovator in you with Dell. Cellular World is an authorized partner for Dell Technologies. Whether you're looking for equipment for personal use or to transform your business, Dell Technologies can provide you with the right equipment to suit your needs. Dell is more than just desktop computers and laptops. The full line also includes monitors, data storage solutions, keyboards, docking stations, and other accessories. This is technology that makes it possible and provides solutions for every situation. Shop for your Dell products at Cellular World, your #1 Dell authorized partner in Belize, and get all the technology you want for less. Bring your brightest ideas to life with intelligent technology. Cellular World, authorized Dell partner.
All right, and we are back with a second segment, second conversation for this morning. And we are joined by Nurse Lilia Milton from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The flu season is upon us, and we're going to talk about why it's important to get your flu shot. Perhaps one of us may be getting the flu
I
shot
have to
this
say,
morning.
before we even begin, Paul, that you sound a little bit nasal, so I feel like you need the shot more than I do.
I don't. Anyways, so Nurse, good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right, so we're going to talk a bit about the flu shot and the flu season. First of all, how do you know when we're in the flu season? Is there a specific time that we refer to as the flu season?
The flu season for us usually starts from October and then it goes to about February, March in the year. So every year we get the flu shot in September so that we can protect our vulnerable population.
No. Is there a particular reason why we consider the flu season to be that time? Because I know in other parts of the world where there are actual seasons, for instance, like winter season, where it's ideally cooler, you'd expect to be catching some form of a cold or a flu around that time. But in Belize, it's not exactly the case. So would you be able to tell us why exactly the flu season is considered around October?
Because it's the start of the rainy season, and then we get some cooler winds around this time too. It's the Christmas season, so we know that the weather changes around that time. So that is why we do the flu shot around this time. And we have also seen an increase of flu in this season.
Yeah, so this is in this time period.
In this time.
This is a time when the flu is more prevalent within the population, right?
Yes.
Just like when you would say, oh, mango season mean lot of mango, cashew season mean lot of cashew. In a similar fashion, flu season means a lot of flu.
A lot of flu. And then we have to remember too that we're having a lot of visitors around this time. And it's their flu season in their country, and so they're coming and they're bringing the flu with them.
Okay. Now the flu shot, what is it? How, and I'm not asking you to go into the mechanics of it, but you take a flu shot and you're protected. Is that how it works?
Well, with the flu shot, it's the influenza virus that we protect against. It's influenza A and B. And the flu shot that we have is trivalent, so it protects against three of the viruses. So 2 type A and 1 type B. So when the vaccine is given, it is given as a dead form, and this vaccine protects you. It gives an antibody into the body. And so when you get this antibody, then whenever the flu or the bugs are you get in contact with it, then your protection starts working. So it identifies that bug, and then the shot that you got starts working. So it goes, and it's like your little soldiers that you have, and then so they protect you. And whenever that bugs get in, they go directly to that bug and kill it.
What would be the common reasons why persons would avoid taking a flu shot?
Some people are afraid of the needle.
Oh, that's an obvious one, yes.
And then some people they believe that the flu is not serious, but the flu is serious. You can get complications from the flu, and you can be hospitalized, and some people can even die from the flu.
Flu shots do they come at a cost to patients?
No. At the government health centers and hospitals, the flu shot is free. but it does come to a cost for the government.
Yeah.
The flu shot, this year we got 36,000 doses of the flu shot, and the government pay over $100,000 for the flu shot.
Okay, $100,000.
And that's US.
Wow. And the objective here is to administer all 36,000.
Yes, it is, to protect all our people.
To protect all our people.
The most vulnerable, which should be children under 6 months and 6 months up. And then you have the elderly, we have the pregnant mothers, we have those that have complications such as heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and the health workers as well. Because the health workers are always working with other people and they're prone to catching the disease.
Are there any sort of medical conditions that would prevent someone from being given the go-ahead to take a flu shot?
Well, for persons who have medical conditions, they could check they could check with their doctors to get the go-ahead. But we would want to protect those that have medical conditions like high blood pressure, those with asthma, those with heart disease, those with chronic liver disease, and other diseases.
So that's the target population.
So essentially, it's better to take it instead of not taking it because you have an underlying issue.
You have the benefits. The benefits is much better than the risk of not taking it.
Okay.
Okay. So what's the process if and when I go to a health facility and request a flu shot?
If you want a flu shot, you can go any day that the health facility is open. Mostly the flu shots are at the health centers, and you just walk in and ask for your flu shot.
Will they require any information from you?
Most of the time they would ask if you have an ID or if you have a BHIS number, the Belize Health Information System number, then you can take it along. The process would be much easier.
Okay.
I know you have Sabrina assisting you on this side.
I will be her secretary
because
this morning.
I will be taking the flu shot, and I'm trying to prolong this for as long as possible. Hopefully this segment will be over and this doesn't have to happen. But all right, so we're going to undertake the process at this point in time. I can't prolong it any longer, nurse. You go ahead, take over. You let Sabrina know what she has to do. She's no professional healthcare worker. She's just filling some forms as you give her directives.
All right. Name?
Are we at that part as yet?
I don't know. So she takes your name and your age, your date of birth, where you are. And then you just get ready. You get the arm ready, lift up your shirt, and
I'm not afraid of needles, you know, but something about doing it live.
Because you can't cry.
Yeah, I can't shed a tear. I can't even like jump.
You could shed a tear. It's
on live TV.
Yes.
Okay.
Then let's see
just have some napkins for me.
How vulnerable you are.
All right. Date of birth, September 11th, 1991. Doctor, my address, Belize City. That's as much as I'll give anybody on live TV.
I don't know this information here, so I'll leave that for Nurse Lillian.
Wow, good job, Sabrina.
Yeah, I did great.
Yeah, you didn't have to take a needle for that one.
Yeah. Great.
All right, so this is what's the brand like? Is there a brand of flu shots that we prefer here over there at the ministry?
This is the GC flu.
GC flu.
And then this vaccine comes from Sinofor GC Biopharma.
Okay.
All our vaccines, we get it through the revolving fund and through PAHO. So our vaccines are certified before they are sent to us through PAHO, through the advisory group.
Good.
Okay, so you're ready?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it as
Just
high as
relax.
possible.
This
is good?
Yes, this is an easy process. Relax the arm.
You can hold my finger.
Do you want me to help you?
Yes, please, because it's
Just don't want to rip it.
Okay, so relax the arm.
Okay.
And here we go. Breathe in. Okay. It wasn't that bad, was it?
It wasn't bad at
okay,
all.
Just press.
It wasn't bad at all. Felt
Looked
like
bad to me.
Felt like taking the vaccine.
Some possible side effects of the vaccine:
Yeah,
pain
tell
at
me.
the injection site, some swelling, some redness. If the injection site becomes swollen, you can put a cold rag on it, and that would ease. Some people also would have a little fever. You can take a Tylenol just in case.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, nurse, because oftentimes people fear having the flu-like symptoms after taking the flu shot. Is this enough to knock you down for a day of work or out of a day of work?
No, usually the flu shot is, you have slight side effects, and you could go back to work immediately.
Okay.
And how long am I protected with the flu shot? And does it guarantee me 100% immunity, if that's the word?
No, not 100%.
Okay.
Nothing is 100%. Not all vaccines are 100%. But it protects you over 6 months.
Wow.
And then every year you can get your flu shot around this time.
So, again, just to remind our viewers, where can they get their flu shots? And is there a period of time that they have to get their flu shots as well?
Okay, the flu shots are available at all public health facilities, health centers, and even at some private clinics, they can get the flu shot. The flu shots are free of cost, and you should take your flu shot before the flu season begins. But if you are not able to get it before then, you can take it like 2 weeks before. The flu shot works within 2 weeks, so therefore the protection starts as soon as you get the flu shot. But it takes like 2 weeks for it to be fully.
I also have a question, nurse, for persons that might say, well, I already got the flu, so I don't need the flu shot. It's basically the same thing. What do you say to them?
You can still take your flu shot because you're getting more protection. So if you had the flu already, then you take your flu shot still.
I could just say, based on that experience, and I can't tell you the last time I've taken a flu shot. And so this is a first in a long time. I think the last time I may have taken it, my parents took me to get it.
Wow.
So that was so yeah, and I think it's because one, we don't understand the importance of it and why it's important to take it, right? But just from that small experience, it was just a slight sting. You know, just like something, like somebody pinch you and leave it. And then afterwards, the pain was gone. It felt painless. And I actually feel stronger now.
You feel healthier already?
Yeah, I know, because now I know that I have this vaccine within me.
Right.
And that I'm protected. And I'm safer. And I could go about my flu season with the confidence of this flu shot.
But you also have to remember that you have other public health measures that you have to take.
Yes.
If somebody has the flu beside you, you still have to take those measures. Stay at least 6 feet away, and then they have to wear their mask. Remember, wash hands regularly. If you don't have soap and water, use a hand sanitizer. And then persons, when they're sneezing, they have to sneeze with their elbow. Because whenever a person has the flu and they sneeze, then the particles stay in the air. You have some that will drop on the floor, but those that stays in the air get on surfaces, and you go and you touch that surface, you don't wash your hand, you touch your mouth, your nose, then you can get the flu.
Right, and that's the misconception that once you take a vaccine or a shot that you could just, oh, you have flu, don't worry about nothing, man.
You could
sneeze
cough on me.
Cough on me, or yeah, let me touch the surfaces because I'm protected. You still have to take precaution, the necessary precautions.
Yeah.
Well, nurse, we thank you so much for your time on set. I know that the Ministry of Education is a part of this process as well, as they're seeking to go out to the schools to provide education on the flu shots. Are you a part of that initiative with the Ministry of Education?
Yes, we work closely with the Ministry of Health with other vaccines also, because with the Ministry of Health we do the HPV vaccine, which are given to the children in standard 4 classes, and we also go in on a yearly basis to update other children. If they didn't get their last shot before going to school, then we go in and give them their last shot. We also go in and give them tetanus when they're in standard 6 for better protection when they're coming out.
All right.
All right. Well, nurse, thank you so much for joining us, for administering the first Channel 5 member a flu shot, at least on air. And we look forward to everyone else getting their flu shots. I know certainly other folks here at Channel 5 will be all lined up this morning to get their flu shots as well.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for going through the process smiling.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure. I mean, it's a pleasure. It's a benefit for me, and it's a benefit for my community and those around me, as well, especially the vulnerable that I would engage with on a daily and weekly basis in my line of work. So thank you so much for your work and for your commitment to the service that you offer to Belizeans.
Okay then.
Alrighty. All right, we are going to take another break, and when we come back, it's all about the Mr. Belize competition. Don't go away.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
With the steady increase in prices, it's hard to hold on to your hard-earned cash. Well, here at Benny's, prices are steadily falling, making it easier to stretch your dollars. Prices are slashed on electrical products, LED lights, plywood, and wheelbarrows. Yes, we have the cheapest in town. And with X massive season going on right now, get store-wide discounts on select products from now through the summer 31st. Visit a Benny's store near you today, where the prices just keep on falling. Benny's, quality and savings.
Your life just got a lot less complicated with Belize Bank contactless MasterCard debit card. Introducing our standard debit and MasterCard Platinum debit cards. Now you can make purchases anywhere MasterCard is accepted with one tap, pay and go. Your contactless card never has to leave your hands, especially in these times. And your card is embedded with multiple layers of security. Platinum card holders get to enjoy extra benefits like price protection, purchase protection, trip inconvenience, and luggage protection, just to name a few. Start enjoying a cashless lifestyle today with the Belize Bank.
Good morning. Thank you for calling me. This is a inspection first. Once the inspection passes, we'll do the connection for you.
Our teams at BEL continue to serve you.
What does family mean to you? Form a strong bond with your family. Always remember, they may not be in the same place. Make the time you spend together fun and memorable. Ignore the petty differences. Love them while you still can. Life can be short. You can be the glue that keeps them together.
You did a great job.
Family. Meaningful always.
Visit Benny's today to get all your household and construction needs, from tiles to paints, electrical and plumbing supplies to power tools, lights and fans to kitchen appliances and faucets, gym equipment to household items. We have what you need. We also offer store-wide promotions for you, our customers, so you can enjoy deals and discounts all year long. To get more value for your purchase, take advantage of Benny's B-Bucks, which is free money. All you have to do is shop at any Benny's location or entity. Stop in at Benny's Home Center on Regent Street, Benny's Bargain Center on Freetown Road, Benny's Superstore 2.5 miles Philip Golson Highway, or Benny's Cayo 43 miles George Price Highway just outside Belmopan. Enjoy special offers, free delivery, and get rewarded with free money when you shop at Benny's today. Benny's, quality and savings.
Do you know how to choose the best engine oil for your car? We believe the best engine oil should provide optimal performance and ultimate protection for longer. For Quartz engine oil, our engineers have formulated age resistance technology, also known as ART. It's a breakthrough innovation. The interaction between oil molecules is increased, creating a super resistant molecular structure. So whatever the conditions, it helps to prevent the lubricant protective film from breaking. Any engine is exposed to harsh conditions: extreme temperature and pressure, friction, sludge accumulation. The molecular structure of Quartz with ART stays strong to perfectly lubricate and protect engine parts in all conditions. And the results are outstanding. Protection against sludge buildup improved by 18%. Protection against mechanical wear improved by 74%. Thanks to Quartz with ART, save on maintenance and preserve your engine's power. So next time you wonder which engine oil to use, choose performance and protection that lasts longer. Quartz with age resistance technology. Keep your engine younger for longer.
At the Life Company, we understand that life can be demanding and fast-paced, so we've made it easier for you to contact us. Wherever you may be, and at your own convenience, you can now access our services through our social media platforms. RFNG Life is pleased to introduce our new LifeBot service. Request a quotation, make premium payments, speak to a customer service representative, and more from right where you are in the palm of your hands. Visit our website or Facebook page or WhatsApp us at 671-5143 to try out our new LifeBot service today. RFNG Life Insurance, the Life Company.
Having our third and final conversation for the morning. And Paul, we've been teasing it all morning. You see these here?
I see something.
These will do something, you know.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. But we're jumping into the countdown to the Mr. Belize competition. Now, the Mr. Belize competition is something that we all know about, you know. There are the Miss Belizes and then there are the Mr. Belize. Of course, it takes a lot of it's a lot different from the Miss Belize, but we have with us folks to talk about the competition. We have with us Mr. Guy Neal, and he is the president of the Belize Bodybuilding Fitness Federation, and he's also a trainer. We also have with us Alford Godfrey, and he is a bodybuilder. And we also have with us Wendy Oxley, and she is a judge for the competition, aside from having a long stream of many other parts of where she would play in bodybuilding and in this competition as well. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, I want to take things back a little bit and get a bit of a history of the Mr. Belize competition, because as we mentioned, Mr. Belize isn't just a just-come competition. Let's talk about it.
Well, Mr. Belize go way back. I think it's somewhere around 1972, 73.
Wow.
That's way back.
That's way back before we were even
way
born.
back. Even long before I get into it.
Yeah.
It's one of our most prestigious events. I always say your constitution no call for it, but if you should have one show, it has to be Mr. Belize.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, so we know that Mr. Belize has been as far back as 1970s. Paul, did you know that one of our very co-workers here was a Mr. Belize?
Oh, really?
Yes. Did you not know that? We have with us actually Abu with us this morning. He was a bodybuilder. He was not a Mr. Belize?
No, he's participated.
Oh, he participated in a
he
Mr.
participated
Belize.
in the
Okay,
competition.
okay. Well, all I know is that I know Abu is still a bodybuilder, and I remember that about him. But let's talk a bit about Mr. Belize this year and what we can expect.
Well, Mr. Belize has been organized by the executive and the president. A lot of effort has gone into it, and Mr. Neal will explain what has been done lately to promote and encourage the athletes for this competition.
Yeah.
Well, as I always do, been around for several years, but one thing where I find out as president, the promotion, you have to be right up with it. I'm going to different districts because we have a lot of athletes now from the districts like Corozal. Orange Walk is big into it. We have Belmopan, and Orange Walk is where I win my junior like 35 years ago.
Wow.
But we want to encourage the female especially. We are lack of female. I know it's hard work, but it can be done. It's like you said before, it's not as easy as Miss Belize. It's more work to sculpture your body, but it's something good for them to try. They will love it, and I want to encourage the female especially. We have a lot of young heads coming up also, which is good. So we are looking forward for good Mr. Belize this year.
What does it take to join a competition of this level?
Well, it takes dedication, most of all. General speaking, I mean with your diet, with your workout and everything, and sculpture your body in the right way, and
overall discipline.
Overall, yeah. And then you can see how you progress, and you can enter for Mr. Belize.
I want to jump over to Alford because I look at him and he's, Eddie,
relax.
Right, no, that's relaxed? Okay, I wouldn't want to see unrelaxed. But Mr. Alford, you just look fit. You're competing this year?
Right.
What, is there a category specifically that you're competing in?
Yes, I'm competing for the 7th time COVID
wow.
took something from me, but I started competing in 2016. I've competed, like when you ask what it takes to compete in this competition, I started as a novice. I had a limited background of bodybuilding when I first started. And yes, I used to go to the gym, but I did not have the muscles arranged or in a symmetry. So when I read up on bodybuilding and look on the competition that was happening in Belize, this was 2015. I wanted to compete in 2016. I realized that you have to go in the we call it like a speeder, opposing trunk.
Yeah.
I realized it was opposing trunk.
We don't know it as
right.
Like this little red brief. It looks
it
like
could,
an underwear.
It could be red, it could be green. It depends on your complexion. You would want something to match. But in Belize at the time, I did not find any. So because in Belize, our culture is not that of using a speeder or opposing trunk. So you have to do some research, and you have to go primarily with someone that has done the competition before, and then realize that dieting is not just cutting food, but is understanding how the body works, and then put in the training with enough time so that you can come ready for a show.
Tell me a bit about your training routine and what that looks like, because I think that a lot of time people may go in the gym and I think I do some barbells, I do some curls, I do some squats, I probably do some push-ups or some presses, and yes, I'm seeing some muscles develop, and I may just be able to enter the competition because I have muscles now. But I think it's more than that. You talked about symmetry.
Right.
So when it comes to bodybuilding, is there like a routine in your training on a daily and weekly basis?
Right. So there's several different routine style or training principles that you adhere to.
Okay.
And over the years, I have applied many of them.
Okay.
Right. So I have realized that it's, for me personally, it's high intensity, right? And brief session or infrequent. That means I don't come every day to the gym. Right, and I keep my intensity high, and I don't go every day, and I need to recover before I go back. I come from the background of the military. I work in the Coast Guard prior, and in the military they say no pain, no gain, right? But I have realized with bodybuilding that whenever there is pain present, that means there is stimulation or mean damage to the muscle tissue. But you need to recover before you damage the muscle tissue again. And in the past, I used to exercise and always constantly in pain. But I was not recovering, hence I was not growing.
So that's a myth then, would you say?
Well, there's different ways to skin the cat. But for me, we are natural bodybuilder in Belize, so we're not the big, huge Mr. Olympia or the guys that compete, abroad. In that sense, we don't use any steroids or any drugs like that. So we have to be careful with our training. We can't go and beat the body continuously because our recovery is strictly food, right?
Miss Wendy, if you could join the conversation to tell us a bit about how the competition works. What is it that the judges are looking for, and it's a competition but it's different than, let's say, for football or basketball, where you know when the goal is scored, you know when the basket is made. Here, how do we identify as judges and even through the competition what is what and who has the edge over who, the time and effort that they've all put in, and the rewards that they'll receive?
Okay, a great question. Alfred rightfully mentioned symmetry. Symmetry is one of the things that judges look for in an athlete. You look for separation of muscles, you look for depth, and in the symmetry, what we're looking for is that like X factor. You see someone standing, you see the shape of the body, and these are the things that mainly they look at. And sometimes you have athletes who are basically very similar in size and muscle, and there are technical aspects that the judges look at, such as maybe the skin, the way how the body retains water, and sometimes just minor things is what would make one athlete excel over the other.
Yeah, your experience?
Well, she mentioned skin, but is have to finish with toning, the right toning, and the symmetry goes match up with your calves, your thigh, and the shoulder.
So as an athlete competing, you have to be conscious of how you're training your body, correct? To ensure that you don't put too much work in one area and then less work in another area. There has to be a balance, I would imagine. Balance is key in terms of training. If you're going to train your calves, if you're going to train your legs, then you have to put as much work in training.
That's why we say symmetry.
That's why you say symmetry.
Right. So the overall goal for a bodybuilder is, I mean, in even a layman term, it's big. So the biggest man usually wins. But symmetry is the proportion from the lower to the upper, right?
Okay.
So you have to blend everything. And when they say the X factor, from the lower, you start from the calf, going up through the hip, a small waist, coming to a broad shoulder, and the bicep and the deltoids then come along to make that look real good. Okay.
So for you, Mr. Alford, and that's the that's the span. What do you call it? The
Speedo.
Speedo, but it's a posing trunk.
It's a posing trunk.
Right.
Those
Initially,
are the
I thought
posing
it was the Speedo that you use in the beach,
I mean,
but it's not that one.
I remember sharing some of these clips from last year's competition, and our female viewers, they were in awe. Just they were fascinated by how fit you guys are, and as well as the type of Speedos that they're there posing with. But I mean, I look at it and it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time, a lot of commitment and dedication to get your body to where you guys have it. I mean, it's just commendable. What, if you don't mind me asking, over your years of competition, has your record been like?
Well, I started in 2016, as I mentioned earlier, as a novice bodybuilder. First time in Belize, I was exposed to the Speedo.
Yeah.
And for me, it was, you know, it was a nice experience. Coming out on stage, even to the pre-show, you have to put on your Speedo and walk in front of everyone, and then the judges will let you know if it's allowed to go on stage, if it's not, it doesn't have the right size. So that was my first year. I placed second as a novice in Belize. And then the years after, I would place third, and then I entered the overall competition. I placed fourth, third. In 2018, I was, they have this category in the international body of bodybuilding. This is called classic bodybuilding. And due to my height and my aesthetic, my structure, I would more appear like the classic bodybuilder, like the Frank Zane, the Arnold. I was selected to represent Belize in Guatemala to qualify to go to the Pan American Games in 2019, as bodybuilding was being introduced to Pan American Games. So I placed sixth in Guatemala, qualifying Belize to the event, and I represented in the Pan American Games in 2019, and I placed 10th out of it was 16 athletes, and these athletes placed first in their country. I placed third that year against, I think it was Rigo Veos and Clayton Greenwich. So I placed third, but I did
10th.
Good. I did 10th overall. Internationally, where the competition is very, very demanding. And then I would come back to Belize. I would place, I guess, third. And up to last year, after COVID, I placed second. And now this year is a new year, so I've put in significant amount of training. I've trained from the last competition straight on to this one. I've been dieting down for 12 weeks. And now I'm 4 days away from the show, continuing
You
my
look
diet.
like you could win, man.
Yeah.
I could tell you just from what I'm seeing here.
Yes, you know, for me it's been everything. And Clayton Greenwich has came out willingly to give me or impart his knowledge, right? To help my condition even better. So that's what you're seeing there is last year competition, and my condition was good, but nothing compared to this year.
The poses,
I want to talk about
I was going to ask, that's a part of the competition as well. How you pose, are there different poses that you must put yourself in? It's all dependent on the competitor and what he or she feels comfortable with.
The different poses allows you different view, different appreciation association of the different muscles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So would you like to demonstrate and show us some of the poses that we can look forward to seeing 4 days from now?
At least one.
Of course.
Yeah. Is there a sitting pose? No, you're going to do a standing pose. Okay.
Building is all about being up. And,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
so,
you can move the chair. Yeah.
I would bring my friend Abu to demonstrate.
But he's working.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's on the job.
So I'm glad that you guys have asked to demonstrate because people don't know bodybuilding and the pose. Everybody feels like the pose. Everybody would think that this is the pose or the front double bicep, but there's 4 poses before the mandatories, which are the standing relax, right?
Standing
so you would stand relax, which is not really relaxed, but starting from the feet.
I want you to go to the front so we can see your feet. The viewers can see your feet as well.
And then the president here could call the poses.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we already
All right,
have
so you have to turn
Judge
around.
Windy
Turn
telling
around.
us,
Turn around.
he'll be telling us if it's good or
This
no.
camera right
Okay.
here.
You want to use it?
All right, of course, the judge is here.
Compulsory?
We start off with the relax pose. You just call the front relax.
Yeah,
the
but
right
I mean,
quad.
humanitarian.
Yeah, go ahead. No, not mandatory. The relax poses. I could call
Okay,
them.
then.
It's okay.
Okay, yeah, go
All
ahead.
right, so you start off with front relax pose. This is the first one. They are starting, and the judge is there.
You
They're
put
starting
your arms on your latissimus.
right? No, you don't. You don't put here.
No, so you put your arms on the latissimus.
Yeah.
This
you
is a
try to bring down the lats. So this is the first one. And then there's a quarter turn to the right. There's all quarter turns to the right. Okay, so yeah, quarter turn to the right.
Yeah.
Quarter turn to the right.
The camera is there, but you have to quarter turn to the right once more, which will bring
4
you
times.
back to the judges, right?
Okay.
And there's another quarter turn to the right. You're
Right,
showing
back to
the
the
other
judges.
side, right? You're here. You're looking forward. You're showing the striation to the side,
yeah.
and then you quarter turn once more to the right. Will bring you back to the judges.
Right.
So
Right.
360.
Yeah.
360.
Okay.
So, judge,
Well, that's
you're not judging, but
Yeah.
right.
So just because our viewers were not able to see frontward what you were showing us, show us one more time with the wide camera.
That's the judge.
Yes.
Okay,
So
okay.
our judges today are the viewers. And
Okay.
they will tell you if you
Right.
made the cut.
Or if we don't make the cut, then we'll make the cut on Saturday.
Yes, exactly.
Because there's another another category. There's men's physique.
Okay.
Usually the long trunks, and I don't partake in that because I like to show the full package.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
All right. So the
All right.
standing relax is like this. It's to the front. You shouldn't be too tense, right? So you're facing the judge, and then you follow the quarter turns. As I mentioned earlier, the first quarter turn, you're looking forward, you're contracted. Quarter turn, you're showing the back to the judge. You're showing the right side, and then your face once more to the judge. Now you have the first mandatory, President, which is the front double bicep.
Ooh.
You're showing the front, the biceps.
Lat spread.
There's a front lat spread. There's an optional side chest, right or left. I always choose the strongest side. Come into, and you're showing Abu.
Abu's like, yes, that's exactly
Right.
how you do it.
You choose a back lat spread. So you will place one foot slightly separated back, showing the striation of the hamstring, the calf, and you go up. I mean a back double bicep before the lat spread, right? Into the back lat spread. Now you're showing the separation, the definition of the back and all those beautiful muscles that make you win the show.
Side tricep.
You come to the front or the side for a side tricep.
Whichever side.
Optional placing a foot slightly rear and showing those
Whoa.
I know, right?
separation. You'll come once more to the front, and now this, I won't lift the pants, but usually
Legs and
you'll
abdominal
show the separation in the quads,
Legs and
and
abdominal
you'll show the separation in the midsection, but that's for Saturday. And then the final pose is most muscular. You come and
This is where you're showing off.
Right. You're
Yeah.
giving the final
full, yeah, yeah.
thing to the judges, and then the judges will
Alford,
give them bravo.
wonderful. Alford, have one more seat
Wonderful.
with us.
Yeah.
Alford, you are winded and you are only posing. Talk to me about the energy that it takes to do
pose.
those poses.
It takes a lot to get into the poses, and that's one of the trick to it, that you have to really control your midsection and everything while you're up there. I mean, you're contracting the whole body. As you get better as a bodybuilder, you realize that the whole body could contract. And as a novice, you would contract the upper and then the lower is soft and vice versa. But as you go with your poses, doing them, but when we're on stage, we're normally smiling and looking around all nice.
Gracefully.
But you're really exhausted up there, so it takes like, I think it's 10 seconds max, the pose. And you're hoping that the judge could assess your symmetry, your physique in 5 seconds, because you're really giving everything. Right now, I was moving my hand like this, but it's not because it's fatigue, it's just, But normally when you're on stage, your hand is literally trembling.
Right, because you're flexing as hard as possible.
The muscle is fully contracted, and it's with the years I've realized, and this year has been really good. The current Mr. Belize has shown me some of his tricks in the trade, and to really contract all of these muscles at once. And it really takes a lot out of the body. But I am ready for it, and as most athletes that partake in this event.
I hope you have been inspired.
I have.
Speed and
That
exam.
was amazing. That was amazing.
I mean, and I'm also inspired by your commitment through the years towards this sport, this activity, this competition, and how your body has developed as a result. I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, I know there is a call for more athletes to participate, including women to become more involved. What's one of perhaps the greatest hurdle that is preventing more athletes from participating in a competition that not only benefits you health-wise, but I would also imagine it boosts your self-confidence from, I mean, you at first talking about, I'm not sure how I feel about wearing Speedos, to now not wanting no other option.
Nope, he
but
wants to show the full package, he said.
Yes, that's exactly what he said. It wasn't worth repeating. What are some of the hurdles that are preventing athletes from becoming a part?
I would say one of it is shyness, not being more well educated as it comes to sports, and some women tend to believe that dealing with weight training will get you big and buff, and that's not the reality. It takes a lot of energy and diet to get to this size. So as a matter of fact, as this great Arab philosopher had said, the most delicious, the most sweetest thing I've tasted is health.
Wow.
Sports, bodybuilding, body figure, moving is one of the things that are going to give us longevity, and not simply longevity, but the quality of life.
Yeah.
So we encourage that.
Yeah, well, I am certainly excited. We could use this opportunity to have our viewers know when the competition is. Do we still have tickets for them to purchase? The time and the location.
Well, the Mr. Belize take place this Saturday at the Bliss, 8 p.m. sharp. So you still have time to get tickets at Neil and Gordon Gym. We have the tickets there. It's only $20 adults and $10 kids. And we are asking people to come out and support, and we are still open for sponsorship. We haven't collected a great deal, so we are still open, and we ask people, to give their full support. Come out. COVID had kept us down for a little bit, and the athletes are now coming back. So I think we'll have a fantastic show. This is my first show under my umbrella as a president,
Mhm.
and I passed competitive bodybuilder for many years. Thank you.
All right. Any last words?
Right. Come on out, and you could get the tickets right at the Bliss.
Mhm.
So you don't have to worry if you can't get it now
Yeah.
at Neil and Gordon. You can come right at the gate and purchase your ticket. This is a wonderful event. I would encourage all young Belizeans to come on out and watch the show. You could learn a lot from this event, and you could be the next Mr. Belize going up.
Yeah.
Right? So I know I have a lot of fans and supporters out there. So we are already gearing up the machinery. So you guys could get your tickets from me. You could contact me via WhatsApp 613-6233, or you guys could contact me on my Facebook and Instagram page. So come on out on Saturday. Enjoy a healthy, clean show, which is also a sport, and it's a sport that is directly benefit to your health.
It's an investment.
Right?
Yeah.
So you could learn a lot. You could speak to the athletes that will be there. We have bikini, we have body figure, which is a new category coming this year. We have master category for the guys that are going out of the sport. We have junior category for the guys that are starting the event.
Under 23.
Under 23, complying with international standard. And we have the guys that are vying for the new title of Mr. Belize, or the continuous title of Mr. Belize.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Right.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciated the information and also the teaser of what we can expect this Saturday.
welcome.
So all the best and good luck to you as well.
Thank you very much.
Alrighty, we are going to take our final break, and when we come back, we wrap things up.
Every project has to start somewhere, and Brothers Habet's got you covered. We're the place for professionals because we understand success is built on quality and reliability. For the do-it-yourselfers seeking quality tools and materials to bring their out-of-the-box ideas to life, our paint department offers a kaleidoscope of hues to those looking to express their unique style. And for those seeking the perfect touch of elegance for their homes, we offer a curated collection of household fixtures and furnishings that caters to every taste. But what sets Brothers Habet apart is our exceptional customer service. Our employees go above and beyond to ensure that every customer's needs are met. We're here to see you through your building journey. Visit Brothers Habet and get started today, or call or WhatsApp us for a quote. See you soon.
Get ready, babe. We're going on a vacation.
Finally, where are we going?
Don't worry, babe. I have we covered.
Are you sure you know where we're going?
Yes, babe. Oh, right there, see? Babe, the price me too good to be true. Me look much more better in that picture.
When life throws you a curveball, Belize Bank has your back. With our online financing, you can turn any vacation mishap into a dream getaway.
Cheers to Belize Bank for making our dream vacation a reality.
Thanks to you, babes, to turn things around.
No thanks to you, cheapo.
Out.
Experience the future of financing with Belize Bank online, where you can secure funds for anything, from anywhere, at any time, all without stepping foot in a bank. Apply for a loan today and unlock a world of possibilities.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart.
It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
Welcome back, and thanks so much for sticking with us on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Paul, we had 3 great conversations, of course, starting things off with the folks from the Public Media Alliance, and they were here to talk to us about Global Media and Information Literacy Week. Certainly that was a great conversation, and if you'd like to reach out to them, definitely check them out on their social media pages as well.
And then in our second conversation, it was all about the importance of the flu shot and the Ministry of Health and Ministry of and Wellness and Ministry of Education's flu shot campaign. And then moving right along in our third segment, we had
the countdown to Mr. Belize.
All those poses.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed that as well.
That was a great conversation.
I think for me what stood out during that entire, well, not the entire, but what stood out to me in that segment was the energy that it takes to contract your muscles and flex. I did not expect him to be so winded.
But you could imagine you like...
Yeah, that was interesting. But definitely good luck to the persons that are competing in the competition. They definitely have different categories aside from the Mr. Belize, but I do know that it's going to be a good family, fun competition. And for those that have not purchased their tickets as yet, you can still purchase them at the Bliss Center as well. So the competition is this Saturday at 8 o'clock.
Right, and Neil and Gordon as well, Jim,
Yes,
has
the gym.
tickets.
Alrighty, but we are about to wrap up the show. We want to say thank you guys so much for joining us, sticking with us this Tuesday morning. If you have any questions, concerns, or even a birthday shout out, you can send us an email at oye@channel5believe.com. You can also catch us on Facebook, on our Facebook Live at Open Your Eyes BZ, as well as Instagram for behind the scenes content at OYE Believe. Thanks so much for joining us. And please join us again tomorrow as you open your eyes.
And start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your mind,
and your hearts open.
Have a great Tuesday.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.